Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am masquerading as a vampire because we are going to be doing some vampire tier list stuff, which I'm very excited for. Halloween is around the corner, which means I can talk about my vampire obsession without shame. Yeah, today we're going to be ranking vampires in media, and then we're also going to be ranking Vampire Diaries ships because, let's be real, I didn't want to do the entire cast of people. Also, I did some vampire makeup over on TikTok, and I will also be posting it as a short, so be sure to go check that out. This was a very fun look to do. I tried to go very Vampire Diaries-esque with like the veins and stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let's rank some vampires. Totally not on their sexiness or attractiveness or anything. Starting off, we have this amazing vampire media tier list that someone kindly made. There was a couple of these, and honestly, just they didn't have everything I wanted it to have. But this seemed pretty like standard, like a good start. Okay, starting off with the tried and true, we got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. For most people, this is like the classic vampire show, and I actually really like it. Spike is my favorite. So I'm going to put this in the A category. I don't think it's like necessarily, in my opinion, deserving of an S, but I think it's still really good. Next up we have Blade, which I actually have never seen this. I believe it's on Netflix, so I really should give it a watch this Halloween season. But yeah, I think there's like 3 movies to this franchise. I think he's also a Marvel character. I really don't know much. So just because I don't know it, I don't want to give it like the worst score ever. So we'll put him in like a C. Cause like, I just don't know. And I don't think it's fair to put something I don't know in like a D category. It just seems wrong. Next up we have Hellsing, the anime, which I've watched this a little bit, in like high school. It's very interesting, very dramatic, actiony. I definitely dig it. It's just not what I normally go for with my vampire media. So I'm gonna give it a B. Going down the anime rabbit hole, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I see what this list is doing. They're taking vampire like shows and movies, but they're also taking vampires from non-vampire shows and movies. I know nothing about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I just know that it's long. That's about it. I'm gonna put this in D. I know I said I wasn't going to put stuff I didn't know in the D category, but I literally have no opinion whatsoever of this. Next up we have Being Human, which I believe this one specifically is the UK version. There is a US and a UK version. And I'll be honest, I also haven't seen this. This tier list is really murdering me right now. I actually saw a TikTok like about a week ago of this girl talking about her like vampire show recommendations. And as the video went on, she got more and more obscure with her recommendations. And Being Human was one of the more obscure ones, and it sounds really interesting to me. I really like the premise of the show, and I'm also a sucker for British media, so we're gonna put him with Blade and put him in a C, because like, I just don't know enough about it, but it does pique my interest. Next up we have Castlevania, which, my god, if you wanted like a vampire anime, this is it. I really like Castlevania. Oh my god. And I believe Castlevania Nocturne literally came out today as I am recording this video. It is September 28th. I'm gonna put this in A. I really like it, but it's not like my favorite, the be-all end-all, you know? Next up we have a character from Penny Dreadful. I have never seen Penny Dreadful. Again, I am a sucker for British media, so it looks really interesting. I just know that it's kind of long. Isn't there like 4 or 5 seasons? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. There, once again, going in C. Seems to be my default category. Moving on, we have Camilla. I'm familiar with the book. I did not know there was a series. Just from the picture alone that they used for this tier list, it looks very gay. So I'm kind of here for that, but if I'm being honest, it's probably gonna go into C. Next up we have True Blood, which like, I'm so late to the party on this one. I just got into this show. It is fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm here for not only like the vampire aspect of the show, but like the main character is just really interesting, like with her mind reading powers and stuff. It's also like a different and refreshing sort of vampire media that we've seen in the past, where like you have like these vampire shows, like Vampire Diaries for example, where it's set in a small town, but everyone's like pretty chill. This just went total backwoods like southern comfort, and I'm very here for it. It's different and I like it a lot, so it's getting an A from me. Okay, for some reason, quote me if I'm wrong, but we have What We Do in the Shadows on here twice. We have like the promotional picture, and then we have like a cast photo. Is there two versions? I legitimately don't know anything about this show except for like promotional stuff I've seen online and like the amazing TikTok edits. I'm gonna put them in B. And I know I said my default for like stuff I don't know is C, but I do know a tiny bit about this show and it looks really interesting. I am just not like super big into comedy stuff, especially when it comes to my vampire lore. I like dramatic, crazy, but I'm gonna put these both in B because I think they're the same thing. Please let me know if I'm wrong. I would really like to know if there's like two versions floating around or if the person just put both by accident. Next up we have The Strain, which, if I'm being honest, from this promotional photo that is being used, it's kind of giving American Horror Story vampire ripoff. It's from 2014, so it's a bit older than I thought it was. No, we'll default to C. It could be good. Let me know if it is. I would be somewhat interested in watching it. I've just literally never heard of it in my life. Next up we have Van Helsing, the show. I feel like a broken record, and I'm so sorry, but I've also never seen this. Fuck, man. I swear I've seen vampire media. It just happens to not be a lot of this. There was another like vampire media tier list, but it was like so much, and I was like, I'm going to be here for like an hour talking about this. So I went with this one because it was a little bit smaller, plus like I wanted to do like a Vampire Diaries thing too. Like there's like no movies on here for some reason. It's all just TV shows, which I'm fine with. I just know movies a little bit more. And I know you're thinking, I could have probably made my own tier list, but like, that would be kind of biased, because like, then it would be everything that I like, and nothing would be getting like a D or a C, everything would be getting like an S and an A. This show looks interesting to me. It's giving drama, it's giving dramatic, I love it. So just because like it has interest to me, I'm going to put it into B, because like, I definitely probably watch it. Next up is a character from Dusk Till Dawn. I have not seen it. It's on my list to watch. I do know of its existence. So for that, we're going to be putting it into a B, because I definitely want to watch it at some point. For some reason, From Dusk Till Dawn kind of reminds me of the Fright Night movie. But yeah, that movie is fantastic if you have not seen it. Next up, we have everyone's favorite sparkly bitch, Twilight. I don't hate Twilight as much as I thought I would. I have only seen the first one. And then I watched reviews of all of the other ones because I just can't find it in myself to sit down and watch all of the movies. I did rate Midnight Sun, and it actually really interested me into the Twilight universe because if I'm being honest, Bella as a character is boring as shit. I love that she's smart and like intelligent and likes to read, but my god is she boring. I really hopped onto Midnight Sun when I found out it was from Edward's point of view because like, I don't know, a vampire book from a vampire's point of view, sign me up, like. So I'm going to put it in B. I don't love it enough to give it an A. Next up we have Preacher, which I also don't know. For some reason it's giving me like Midnight Mass vibes, but yeah, it's going into the default category. And then last but certainly not least, to segue into our next section, we have The Vampire Diaries. I fucking love this show. You already know exactly where it's going. Bam. Right there. I'm obsessed with the show. I know it has its faults. It's not the perfect show. I watched the entirety of Jenny Nicholson's like 2-hour Vampire Diaries extensive video. I love it so much. And it really does break down sort of the good and bad of Vampire Diaries. I love the show. I got into it super late. I got into it around like the 5th season or something. I understand the obsession now. Yeah, so here's my final tier list for some vampire media. This wasn't the best list if I'm being quite honest. I would have loved a little movies thrown in there too. But segueing into our favorite. So we're just doing the ships because I am not going to sit here and rank every fucking character because, let's be real, a majority of them I don't give two fucks about. I will say there's not a bunch of ships in this, like there's not everything in here, which is a little unfortunate, but I will take what I can get. Options, we have epic, love, cute, meh, why, and no rights. Okay, starting off, we have Klaus and Caroline. My god, I really wish this could have worked. This is going to be major spoilers, by the way, if you've never seen Vampire Diaries. Maybe, like, don't watch this. Because yeah, there's going to be rampant spoilers. But yeah, they could have made this work. and they didn't. For reference, I have seen the entirety of the Vampire Diaries franchise. I've seen Vampire Diaries originals and legacies. I'm gonna put it into love. Next up, we have maybe everyone's favorite, Delena. I've gone back and forth over like if I like Stelena or Delena more. I originally got into the show because I watched a Delena edit, and I was like, man, the show looks really interesting because of them. I was a hardcore Damon stan, and then as I got older, I realized how great Stefan was. Like, yeah, sure, he had his problems, but like Damon was royally way more fucked up than Stefan ever was. So for that, we're gonna go, I'm gonna put it in meh. People are gonna be pissed off, but I'm putting it in meh. Next up, we have Damon and Bonnie, which they had a whole thing. Nothing romantic, but people shipped the living hell of it, and I can see why. So it was when they were stuck in like the prison dimension with Kai. Going to put them in cute. Next up, I think we have Catherine and Elijah. It looks like Elena. Almost positive it's Catherine. Catherine and Elijah are really interesting. I liked them a lot as a idea, because we never really saw them come to fruition. We know that Elijah was head over heels for this woman, but he kind of hated the monster that she became. So I'm going to put them in cute. Next up, we have Stefan and Caroline. I feel like is one of the most controversial ships of the Vampire Diaries series because it kind of came out of left field, but at the same time it didn't. I'm such a ride or die for the ship, and people are like, oh, it came out of nowhere. It really didn't though. Like, Caroline was obsessed with Stefan when she first met him. Like, she was pining over this man, and then he rejected the shit out of her to get with Elena. So I'm gonna put them in epic. They deserve epic. Next up, we have Alaric and Jenna, which, I'll be honest, I completely forgot this ship existed, but there was like a whole point in time where like Alaric moved in for a while dating Jenna, and then Jenna died, and he still continued to be like a father figure for Elena and Jeremy. I'm gonna put them in cute. If they would have lasted a bit longer, I would put them in love, but they just didn't last that long. Going on the Alaric train, we have Alaric and Joe. Oh my god, I loved them so much. I cried my eyes out when they had their wedding and Kai shows up and kills Joe. Spoilers. You knew they were coming. And I saw another like ship tier list where they included Alaric and Caroline, but realistically they were a ship because Joe fucking magically transported her babies into Caroline, which is insane. So I'm gonna go with love. Finishing off with the Alaric train, we have Alaric and Damon. Best bros, man. I love them. So I'm gonna put them in cute. I gotta address the elephant in the room because I just keep staring at his face, but we have Matt by himself. God, that kills me. I don't like Matt. Matt sucks. I don't know if they planned for his character to go as far as they did, because in the beginning seasons he was just like, you know, your typical Jack dude who dated a hot cheerleader, aka Elena, which we never saw on screen because they had broken up by the time the show had started. And that's all he was for a while. And then I think he becomes a police officer, and then he ends up becoming sheriff, if I remember correctly, in like Legacies. I'm just gonna put him in Y. I'm not gonna hate him too much and put him in no rights, but next up we have Elena and Bonnie, another platonic friendship. We love to see it. Yeah, they're great for each other. Bonnie's a ride or fucking die, linking her and Elena together so that when she dies, Elena gets revived from her magical coma. So I'm gonna put them in epic because like they really like did so much for each other. Next up we have Stefan and Lexi. I love them so much. Oh my god, I was in shambles when Lexi died. Oh my god, I love her so much. I'm gonna put them in love just because they're amazing. Oh. Next up we have Jeremy and Bonnie. Slightly controversial ship. I don't know how the community as a whole felt about the ship, but like the characters in the show felt some type of way about this ship. And like it was really weird for Bonnie to want to date her best friend's brother who was younger than them, even if it was only by like a year or two. I don't know, I didn't really feel any sort of connection to the ship. It sort of just felt like one of those things that was like just supposed to happen because like best friend's brother, you know? I don't know. So I'm gonna put them in meh. Next up we have Tyler and Caroline. I don't like the ship. This ship just kept dragging on. Tyler got done dirty by the show, but I don't think Tyler was like the best person ever. I think they had a lot of problems very early on in their relationship. Klaus not helping with that, obviously, but I'm gonna put them in meh. Like, they were cute, I like them, but I think They ran their course a little too long, finishing off with, in my opinion, two pretty strong ships. We have Stelena, obviously. I'm gonna put them in love. Like, their relationship was just so pure and wonderful and lovely and very, very high school, but very sweet. And I love them so much. Also, I just really love Stefan. And finishing off, we have the be-all end-all, my favorite ship of all time, Bonnie and Enzo, going into Epic. I love this ship so much. I didn't know I could love a ship this hard, because like this one came out of left field. I think they literally opened one of the later seasons with them like being a thing, and everyone was like, what the fuck did we miss? Like, was there an episode or a whole ass season that we missed? So much passion and caring, and just I loved them so much. And I was gutted when he died. I was so sad, but he was always there. Like, even after he died, he was always there, and I'm like, oh, fucking kill me. I really wish that like Bonnie could have got turned into a vampire and they could have lived happily ever after. I literally can't watch edits of them because I will cry. Yeah, and this was my tier list for Vampire Diaries. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video wasn't too long. I wanted to include 2 tier lists because I just thought that they were both a little short, and any excuse to honestly talk about vampires forever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what your favorite piece of vampire media is, or like what your favorite vampire character is in whatever you like. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I post new videos out every Saturday, so don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another upload from me, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!